Fairy Tail is back, and we start off with Sabretooth, specifically Minerva's group, who is currently going from Alchemy Guild to Alchemy Guild. And once again, they are informed that they know nothing of the Philosopher Stone. After they leave, they actually stand out in the front of the building, where Minerva comes to the conclusion that they're probably being lied to, that there's no way a bunch of alchemists would just willingly give up their secrets to a bunch of wizards who just came along. With this suspicion in hand, and most likely accurate suspicion at that, she decides that they should just get violent. Sting is on board, but poor Yukino is just freaking out because obviously she doesn't want to get violent. These are just innocent people who did nothing wrong. So when an old man appears on top of the building and calls out to them, he's the master of the Lead Eagles, and he's also a weirdo. First off, he looks like a monk, but a one that's hasn't bathed in years. He has half a mustache, either that or a really long, thick nose hair. And finally, he ends all of his sentences with Ron. But he heard their plan about attacking and being violent, and instead of getting angry about this, he apparently just doesn't want to get involved at all, and he advises they look for an alchemist named Iron. Now, this could be a trap, but most likely he just wants to point them in the right direction so he'd have his entire guild annihilated. I mean, they already did that to another guild after all. Back at Elfina's, Athena is somewhat repaired. She still has a giant hole in her stomach, but she has every desire to just go to the Golden Owl Guild. She even asks if she can be teleported there. Elfina can do it, but he's kind of low on magic, so he says this is a one-way trip, and at the same time, he refuses, which obviously makes sense. I mean, she has a giant hole in her, but she doesn't seem to care. Athena just wants to take down the fake Duke. That's when Rogue just waddles into the room and demands that he gets to go too. And Elfina points out to the both of them, they're in no condition to fight. There's no condition to go anywhere. What are they even going to do? Elfina basically declares that she's going to win against the Duke, and Rogue declares that he's going to get his match back. So they're both very serious. Frosh, on the other hand, just says he's going to take along. So he's not serious, but, that's Frosh. But yeah, neither of them are in any shape to do anything, and yet they're deciding to go on. This is about as dumb as bringing Wendy along. I said that last time, and I was right, and this time again, this just seems like a terrible idea. Obviously, Athena seems to be fine because she doesn't require, organs to survive, but Rogue has no magic. He's dead weight, just like Wendy is. Back at the fight with Gray and Lucy, the three stooges are knocked the fuck out. Lucy's freaking out the fact that she's in a weird outfit, and Gray, trying to be considerate, takes off his pants and offers it to her, stripping himself naked again. She rejects this, of course. Then he points out, why don't you just wear a star dress, which obviously, duh. I don't know why Lucy still forgets that she can do that. Literally, she gets naked constantly in this story, and constantly she wears a star dress to fix that problem. Do you think that'd be a reflex at this point? As soon as she gets naked, she just puts on a star dress, but I don't know. They're still stuck in the Nightmare world, and they have no way of escaping, because obviously they didn't defeat the alchemist who created it, one of the Scenario Sisters. By the way, their fight with Urza hasn't even started. Same thing with Jalal and God Serena. That fight has also not started. They're still all just staring at each other. Yeah, that's basically how it's going for them. Natsu is still beating the shit out of Athena too, which doesn't surprise me. Once again, it's just a combined strength of Wendy and Rogue. I mean, back when Natsu was fighting with Gray's body, he was still kicking Athena 2's ass. Wendy's strong, but let's be honest, the only member of Team Natsu she's stronger than is, well, Lucy. Duke basically realizes this is the reality as well, takes a piece of metal, uses alchemy to turn it into a sword, and threatens to kill Wendy. Natsu obviously is in a bind because there's no way he could just let Wendy die, so he just has to stand there and take a beating from Athena too, and she does. She fucking goes at him. But even so, he's taking no damage. Once again, the power gap is massive. That doesn't really matter because the Duke just orders Athena 2 just to absorb his Dragon Slayer magic. Not gonna lie, I'm surprised she didn't just do that the moment he stopped fighting back. But I guess she doesn't really think. But she does follow orders pretty well, because it comes out of her hand, and she's about to absorb his Dragon Slayer magic. That's when Athena, the real Athena, blocks the attack, and there's now a standoff between the two. So yeah, that's where the chapter ends off, with Athena versus Athena 2. Now, unless Rogue is somehow in the background stealing Wendy away, this doesn't change anything. Wendy's still a hostage, and Athena isn't going to sacrifice an innocent girl just because. I mean, let's be honest, you gotta save Wendy first. That's just how it has to go. That's the whole point of a hostage situation. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Fairy Tail and other amazing things. Thank you, and have a great day.